Good morning, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the Good Morning Market Prep for Monday, June the 1st, 2020. I hope everybody had a great night last night and a great weekend. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, well, let's check and see where we left off on Friday, the last trading day of the month of May, and we had an inside month up and a nice green continuation candle into June here. So let's, we'll check and see how we're looking here to the start this month out. Let's see if we get any fresh flows coming in. We had a bullish engulfing candle. To lead the way up here with RSI oversold, and we worked our way up to the 30 weekly moving average so far. So we did end up closing above it last week and above the dreaded Harami cross down here, which was really the second push here for the Corona crash, right? We do have an open gap above here, which makes a nice target here, close to all-time highs. Daily chart, you can see we got some harmonic studies that we were doing here. Daily chart, we had a nice hammer here on Fridays. We defend the 200-day moving average and hold the upward trend line. I like how the 8 is above the 21, is above a rising 50, and now we're above the 200. So let's see if those moving averages can eventually push through those as we try to get to all-time highs. Let's take a look at the SPY. Again, good candle yesterday. We're running into a resistance zone, kind of this drop level here, where we made that final push down here after a quick rally. So we'll see if that turns into resistance here. But we did have good volume on a hammer going into that zone on Friday. So let's take a look here. S&P futures are about flattish right here going into the day. We closed at 304.32. We're about 304.22. They were working their way up nicely overnight. It looks like China said they're going to stop taking soybeans from the U.S. and so we got more of that banter type thing going on here. So there's that. But in general, Hong Kong was strong, without any more rhetoric over the weekend, and we'll see how that goes into the rest of the day. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Okay, so this was the trend line that we drew last night. Okay, so we worked our way up, dropped. We had this nice trend line going up, and then we had a fresh trend line here because we had a fresh trend line, and that gave us this move right here. And then the China news came out. We dropped. We held that 15 orb level in this key support zone here from the from early in the evening. Now let's see if they continue to work their way up. Again, we're only down 3 points here this morning. Let's take a look at the MES. Okay, very similar as we continue to hold this prior 15 orb level. So good stuff. Let's check out the Qs and see how the tech sector is doing here today. So again, generally okay, right down a little bit. Again, same drop there on the China news. So we'll see what kind of activity we get. We've got a lot of manufacturing construction data coming out today. Some more Fed data this week. Not too many earnings, but there are a few ones. Zoom is going to be reporting this week. That should be interesting. And a couple other ones should be good too. Let's take a look at the IWM. IWM actually has some relative strength this morning. It's up a little bit here today, so let's take a look and see how that's doing. So yeah, they held their ADMA on Friday, and still below its 200-day. They haven't gotten over that one yet, but let's see if they can do that as they continue to hold their upward trend. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple had an inside day on Friday as it held its ADMA, and it's getting really close to this geometric level. A breakout above there could give it a push to all-time highs. So let's see if it can do that. It had a little drop here early this morning, but is continuing to work its way up. Let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla up 20 points on its, basically Elon Musk's SpaceX had a successful launch on Saturday, and so a lot of hype on that one going into today, and seeing Tesla gap up here. So not surprised to see that here today. Several of our members actually have lottos on that and on SPCE to get that kind of that same sort of hype, that space movement there. So decent, risk reward, and besides, a lotto is okay for some folks going over the weekend. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the day today. A couple other ones with some news this morning. CRWD had a pretty strong maintain this morning, so that's looking okay. And the software sector was pretty strong on Friday. It had a nice candle. It's got earnings coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow after the close. So we'll see how that goes on CRWD. Tiva has been all over the place. It's finally got over $10. It's holding the ADMA, and they gave it a little downgrade this morning, but it seems to be recovering okay from that. Oxy had a downgrade this morning, but it's just chopping around here within its 60 anchor level. Beyond, no real news that I saw, but it was really up nicely here this morning, so keep an eye on that one, see if that gets active. And then PFE had some rough news on Friday, and it's basically just kind of chopping around in that initial drop level. So keep an eye on the 15 orb on that one. Other than that, guys, I hope everybody has an awesome trading day today. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.